So, a lot of people are asking today, what is CERN? In 1989, a man by the name of Tim Berners-Lee launched a project to create what we now know as the World Wide Web. In 1993, the World Wide Web was announced that it would be free to everyone, and this, in fact, was a CERN project. It's interesting to note that the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet is W, thus actually making the World Wide Web the equivalent of 666. Now, before you roll your eyes and say we're reading into things, let's take a look at the modern CERN logo, which also clearly outlines 666. While CERN is responsible for many scientific breakthroughs, we're going to jump ahead to their more sensational project, known as the Large Hadron Collider. The construction of the project began in 2008, and the LHC is actually the largest machine created by man. The machine hurls protons and ions at each other approaching the speed of light, thus causing them to collide, to record the results. The goal is to determine how the universe started and what it consists of. Understanding more about our universe through scientific experimentation may seem harmless, but to understand the nefarious goals of this organization, we need to dig a little bit deeper. The LHC is located in a small town in France known as Saint-Genès-Poli. In Roman times, the town's name was Apollicum. The town and temple were dedicated to the god Apollyon. Interestingly enough, Apollyon is also mentioned in Scripture. One of the passages can be found in Revelation 9:11. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in Greek the tongue hath his name Apollyon. In front of CERN can also be found the statue symbolizing Shiva, the god of destruction. So you may say to yourself, the Christian community is overreacting and reading too deep into these meanings and symbols. What does the scientific community say about it? Stephen Hawking stated, the God particle found by CERN could destroy the universe. The Higgs boson could become unstable at very high energy levels and have potential to trigger a catastrophic vacuum decay which will cause space and time to collapse, and we would not have any warning to the dangers. Astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson said that the experiment could literally cause the planet to explode. Ask yourself, how much energy is keeping it together? Then you put more than that amount of energy into the object. Tyson was confident of the result. It will explode. In 2008, when CERN was first firing up, a German professor at the University of Tübingen filed a lawsuit against CERN with the European Court of Human Rights on the grounds that the facility could trigger a mini black hole that could get out of control and annihilate the planet. The court tossed out the request, but he nevertheless succeeded in generating a heated discussion on the possible dark side of this experiment. Sergio Bertolucci, former director for research and scientific computing of the facility, grabbed headlines when he told a British tabloid the super collider could open otherworldly doors to another dimension for a very tiny lapse of time, mere fractions of a second. However, that it may be just enough time to peer into this open door, either by getting something out or sending something into it. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses, prepared unto battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men, and they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. So you have a corporation whose symbol has 666 in it, and they have the god of Shiva in front of their headquarters, and they're building a device 300 feet underneath the surface of the earth in a region that was originally dedicated to the god Apollyon, and they're trying to open a portal to another universe. If you have any other trouble trying to figure out what's going on here, wake up. Realize the time we're living in. You cannot put all these pieces of the puzzle together and say they're coincidence. You are seeing the end times open up before you.